exponent. So I would change it to payment is equal to P times R over N over 1 minus 1 plus 1 over 1 plus R over N raised to the nt power. That whole thing should be, that's over 1, sorry. The whole thing should be over 1, not just that one part.
Would the ones that are cancel out?
No, nothing cancels out. And this I would change to a T, and this to an R.
Is that a 1 or a pi? Down there,
Where?
on the bottom half. 1 plus,
1
you
plus
read.
R over N.
no, the one you wrote, the very bottom,
R over N,
before that.
1.
Okay.
It's 1 over 1 plus 1 plus, well, that should be, I'm sorry, wait a minute. I'll just rewrite it. This right here is over 1, so I'm going to rewrite mine as equals P R over N over 1 minus 1 over 1 plus R over N raised to the nt power. That looks a little bit better. All I did was flip this. Now, what I want to try to do is copy that. And somebody tell me that information we had the other day, what did we have today? Did anybody write it down? I'll pull it up, sorry.
What was your question?
Nothing. I'll do it. Caused too much confusion. Okay, that's the 103 book.
So about the one where someone got $5,500,000?
No, I think I changed it, but the problem, I need to look at the, here it is, is this it? Just 110 book, I can't tell what book this is. Yeah, algebra and trig. just gotta find page, this is about 6. There it is. Okay, I think this is it right here. I don't know if it's it or not. Let's just see what they get. All right, I get $24,000. So we buy something for $24,000. And we pay $4,000. The balance will be paid off at 36 equal monthly installments. 36 at 4.5. So write that down. Bear with me. All right. So basically, a principal is 20,000. And the balance we paid off at 36 equal payment. So in this case, it looks like to me that N is going to be 12. And T is going to be how many years? 3 years. So yeah, I didn't get that a while ago, and that's why they're using I, and I don't want to do that. And I didn't catch that the other day. At 4.5%, that's going to be 0.045, so R is equal to 0.045. And this is what you need to plug and chug into that. Now, you can actually do this without even writing anything down. Take your calculator, and for those of you the other day, they are going ahead and calculating using R and N, not R and N, but N, I'm sorry, N and T. Hold on. This right here, they're saying N times T, and that's equal to some form of I. I don't know what they're using I for, but N times T is 12 times 3, which is what?
36.
36. And see, I wasn't catching that the other day, and it was messing me up because this is the original, this right here is the original type problem, and they're taking I and throwing it in there, and it messed me up. So, all right. So I'm going to show you how to do it with your calculator, not even have to write it down. So you take your handy dandy calculator. And I'm going to start with this R over N right here. So what's R over N? Well, 0.045 over 12. 0.045 divided by 12. And that's equal to that number right there. I'm going to add it to 1. And then I'm going to divide 1 by that number. Okay, and then I'm going to raise it to the NT power. So 1 divided by that number is that number. And I'm going to raise that to the NT, which would be 12 times 3, which is 36. And then I'm gonna subtract that number from 1. And I get 0.12606, and I'm gonna stow where you buy bread in the memory. Alpha D. And that's for denominator. And now I take my principal, which is 20,000, and multiply by R over N, which is 0.045 over 12. And that's my numerator. And I'm going to divide that numerator by my denominator. And I get 594.94. That's your monthly payment. Now you take 594.94 and multiply by 36 payments. You're actually paying $21,417. So minus what you borrowed, which is called the principal. And how much interest are you paying on $20,000? $1,417.80. I say there's not a problem doing the math when you got a problem here. I just ain't used to seeing that high. And that is, let's see what they got. $594, and there's your interest right there. Question. Now let's do a house. And let's do a credit card. Hopefully that'll help you out. So let's do a house. I'll make up something. Dang old, unfamiliar with dang old house payment. Let's go back to my handy dandy. And move this over. And all right, now, let's say that you buy a house. And let's say that it's, let's say you buy a moderate house around 80,000. Okay. Let's say your credit sucks and you didn't get a 4% interest, you got 8% interest. Most houses are either 20, 30 years, so we'll say 20 years. And we all know what kind of payments we make. What are they called? Monthly payments. Crank it out. See how much that house is really going to cost you. Oh.
Do we 0.08 or 0.008 interest?
0.08. All right? So I'm gonna pull up my handy dandy calculator. And this is for students that were on the calculator drill team in high school. So this is your type problem. So dang old 0.08 divided by 12. And add that to what? 1. Divide 1 by that number. Raise that number to the what? Well, n is 12, 240.
Yeah.
And that's that number. And 1 minus that number is that number. And that's your denominator. So, Stowe, alpha D. And let's do the numerator. So that's 80,000 times, parentheses, 0.08 divided by 12. Oops. Those two parentheses there. Second function. Insert. And delete. 0.08, sorry, insert the end door. And enter. And divide that by, hang on, alpha D. So your payment's gonna be around $670. Not too bad. I mean, credit's not too good. It'd be less than that if it was 4% instead of 8%. So multiply that by, dang old 240 payments. And subtract your principal from that. What was it, 80,000?
80,000.
Oh, geez.
Could've got 200.
Starting to feel bad? You pay just about double what you borrow when you buy something as big as a house. Why? Because you're borrowing what? Money. You're not borrowing a lawnmower. Okay? Money is about the most what? Important thing you could borrow besides gold or silver. Alright? Now, what if your credit was good? You got a 4% loan. Well, remember, you paid half, alright? You pretty much paid for 2 houses. All right? What if you was to take this to 4? Well, let's see. Let's see what happens. Take your handy dandy calculator
We could divide that by 2.
and let's punch it in and see.
Be like 40,000.
The 0.04 divided by 12 plus 1. 1 divided by inverse answer. And raise that to the what? 240th power. And then 1 minus that number is that number. So, alpha D. And then take 80,000 and multiply by parentheses 0.04 divided by 12. And that's equal to that. And divide by alpha D. $484. What was the payment last time? $670?
671.
That's a car payment difference, isn't it? I mean, somebody takes $670 minus $484. How much is that? $220? I don't know, I can't answer straight. What is it? That's not rhetorical, I'm asking y'all to do that. 670 minus 480.
185.
Small car payment. Dang old refrigerator payment. Something. Just because your dadgum credit is better. Now multiply that by 240 minus 80,000. Oops, that's 800,000. Does it work?
36,248.
That's not a whole house. When I refinanced my house last year, when I got the house back and got the divorce settled, I had to refinance the house, change name. I got locked in at 4%. You think I'm gonna refinance my house anytime soon? Why?
You got a good interest rate?
4% is about the lowest you're gonna get, barring a federal depression. The United States depression like the 20s. 4% is about as low as you're gonna get. So I'm not gonna refinance anytime soon. And it pays to have good what?
Credit.
Now, how do you get good credit? You stay away from credit cards. Anybody want to challenge me on that? Let's say you go out and you're at Clemson and you go to the student union and they're giving away free t-shirts if you put in an application for a Capital One card, which they do. And then you get a Capital One card and you feel great about yourself. And you go out and you spend. And you get that thing up to about $15,000.
Oh.
Okay? Now, y'all say to yourself, Hubert, you crazy. Nobody's going to do that. You're looking at somebody that did it. So don't say you ain't going to do it. There's a bunch of Clemson students that will do it, and there's a bunch of other students that's going to do it. Now, when you get a credit card, it's 0% until you do what?
Max.
Until you put something on it. And then when you put something on it, it jumps up to 24% interest. Some 29%. Not to mention the late fees and then the what? Over limit fees, which are about $30 to $50 a pop. So if you don't pay your, let's say your payment is March the 3rd. If you don't make your payment by March the 3rd, that's another $30 to $50 added on to that $15,000. You're already over the limit because the limit's $15,000. So that $50 that they just tacked on, guess what it constitutes? And over the limit fee, which is another $50. So now you're over $15,100. So, just telling you, you better watch out. 24%, let's say that you pay the minimum payment. Alright? Let's say you pay the minimum payment, and let's see what the minimum payment is. Alright? Let's go with 24%, and let's say it's going to take you 10 years to get that sucker paid off. And of course, monthly payments, 12 monthly payments. So go ahead and figure that. 15,000. Let's say that you've been making minimum payments and you've been charging and making minimum payments, but you hadn't paid anything off really because you buy groceries on the credit card and then you pay $50 on it, the grocery bill is $75. Well, you've basically accumulated up to the limit. And you got it to the limit and you say, oh my gosh, I need to start paying this thing off and not using it anymore.
Did you know If you ask your bank, they'll reverse your overdraft protection fees.
Oh, yeah. They'll what?
They'll reverse your overdraft.
What do you mean reverse it?
They'll give it back.
Oh, yeah. But then you're gonna have checks bounce and you're gonna be embarrassed. I love overdraft protection, especially when I forget something and I ain't got no money in the bank and I just wrote a check for $125. Yeah, I'm glad it's there. Dang old auto payment comes out and I forget about it. But I got dang old savings account, dang old Steers, dang old savings account, transfer money. Don't know what I'd do without them Steers. What the hell is he talking about? Nothing. It's your parents' fault.
We all know what a dang old cow is.
Some people don't. Some people think a male cow has horns. People actually think that. All right, so we take our handy dandy calculator and we do our 0.24 divided by dang old 12 equals plus 1 equals 1 divided by inverse answer is that raised to the 10 times be 120 is that, and 1 minus inverse answer is equal to that. And we stow that alpha D. And we take our 10,000 or 15,000 and we multiply that. Oops, sorry. Multiply that by 0.24 divided by 12. And that gives us that number. And then we divide that by alpha D. That gives us a payment of $330, and that's what they say is the minimum payment. Now, chances are they ain't gonna say $330 minimum payment. That's for us to do what? Pay this thing off in 10 years. Do they want you to pay it off in 10 years? Oh no, we'll get you down to $20 and you can pay until you pay it off. They won't tell you how long it'll take you to pay it off at $20 a month. It'll take you about 15,000 years to pay it off at $20 a month. So $330, and by the time you get through paying that sucker off, 120
24,000.
minus 15,000, you just paid that credit card company $24,686. And that's if you say to yourself, I'm going to pay this thing off in 10 years, and you run it through here, and you do this, and you say, okay, I'm going to pay you off. I'm going to pay this thing off. So you pay $350 a month until you get it paid off, which you get it paid off a little bit earlier. Credit card company don't want you to do that. How about that used car salesman? Does he want you to pay it off in a couple of years or 6 or 8 years? 6 or 8, because you're paying him more money. So that new car dealer, what is the first thing a car salesman is going to ask you?
See your credit.
How low do you want your what?
Payment.
Payments. Why do they want you to have low payments?
Yeah, that's why it's not worth what he did.
This is why. So they can make more money. You go to a used car salesman and say, he goes, how much do you want your payments to be? I don't know, maybe $600 a month. They'll have a heart attack. Because they ain't gonna make no money at $600 a month. They're gonna have to finagle the numbers to make some money at $600 a month for a $200 or $300 car payment. Okay? So, don't fall for that low payment thing. Don't fall for that at all, because that's how you get caught, especially with the credit cards. Now, a lot of people say, well, Hubert, you got to have a credit card. Yeah, I agree with that. Go to your bank, get you a debit card, and get you a credit card through your bank. Those things that come through the mail that says $15,000 for 0% interest, stuff everything back in there and send it back to them, because you don't want it. It's got because they're gonna get you. They're gonna get you on this, and they're gonna get you on the over limit fees, and they're gonna get you on late fees, they're gonna get you on some kind of interest fees, they're gonna get you 3 or 4 different ways. By the time you get through, it's gonna take an act of Congress to get them paid off. I went through it. I had about 6 or 8 of them. Probably around $60,000 to $75,000 I had to pay off. Don't fall for it. I had nobody telling me, well, I did. My dad told me not to, but I didn't listen to it because I knew everything. None of y'all guys are like that, right? No males in here know everything, right? Okay? Question on that one. This right here would be one of those formulas. I don't care if you fail this class, you need to know how to use this formula. Right here. Just like the compound interest formula, you need to know how to use it. Question, right, complaint. So my advice to you on credit cards, get you a credit card. If it gets above a $10,000 limit, don't tell them I don't want it. Say, you need to take my limit back down to $10,000. We giving you $15,000, I don't want it. Take it down to $800. Because what do you need a credit card for anyway? Emergencies. You going down to Panama City and your transmission falls out of your truck or your car. You're going to need something to pay for the transmission to be fixed while you're down there. That's what you need a credit card for. You don't need a credit card to go out and buy groceries every other day. That's not what a credit card's for. You will get your lunch eaten if you do that. Okay? Question on that one.